All right, guys, like always, starting off in the office tank, just giving you guys a quick look on what's going on. Corals are doing fine. Corals are doing great. You can see there's a little bit of white around this area here because of the fact that it's losing light. Corals are growing, trying to trim things back. I've been putting things in the frag tank. Branching hammer is not doing too well. Piece broke off over here, broke off. It was on the sand bed. I tried to put it back up. You can see hair algae starting to grow around the bottom and just not doing too well. You see a little bit of hair algae here, but obviously you can see the sea urchin, tuxedo urchin right there doing its thing. Clam fine, fishes are fine. Oh, the lights are getting some cloud cover coming over it. It's already changing up. But other than that, I've been helping trim out some of the hair algae in this system. But you can already see the candy cane colony that I put back in its place is already growing. For some reason in this tank, things just like to grow big. But I got the Walt Disney frag right there. You can see a little bit of hair algae around the bottom base of it. But gonna see what the cleanup crew can do to finish up and fix that problem. But other than that, I haven't been dosing any carbon or any of that. I've just been putting a carbon bag from ChemiPure Blue in the sump, just to try to lower some of the phosphate and nitrates and trying to absorb whatever else in the water, like toxins or anything, because I do have a leather coral right there, and leathers themselves can release some toxins into the water that can actually stun the growth of the SPS. But that is one of the reasons why I put that in here. The corals in here are just growing a little too fast, and if I can have the growth slow down just a little, it's a plus for me. But if anything, corals are doing fine, doing great in here. You can see I already got the frag rack gone. It's done. It's I got that frag system going on, which is doing great, which I'll show you guys in just a few. But other than that, I'm going to be trimming back the Stylopora here. Going to be trimming back all the other corals in the back right there. And just got to do a lot of trimming, especially this big, huge green chalice, man. It's already plate size. It's huge. And I'm also going to start fragging out these torches right here. There's already so many heads, and it's got the, I think it's a dragon soul. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was when I bought it. But other than that, things are going good. Things are looking great. A little bit of hair algae, but hey, it's a marine tank, and we're gonna have to deal with that. So let's go look at the bedroom. All right, guys, here's the bedroom tank. Bedroom tank doing great, doing fine. Corals are doing great. I'm actually going to start trimming out the red planet that you see up there, the big huge castle, and I'm going to be trimming that out, be trimming out some more zoas. Everything seems to be doing really well. Basically the zoanthids are just growing a little bit everywhere. I lost one head in the torch right there. You can see, like, right there, one head, and I think it's because of that golden torch right there. I don't know if it was stinging the base of it, hitting the tissue, where it just was getting hit enough and getting pretty much stung, where it just turned into brown jelly and just left. But none of the other heads or nothing else around it is doing wrong or doing not right. It's just that's the only thing I can think of. No other critter or nothing else was trying to bite it, trying to hurt it, trying to do anything. So I think it was just torch and torch, in my opinion, and you know, from what I've been noticing. But I do notice my golden torch, you can see, is getting much bigger. It's trying to dominate the area, so that's the only thing I can think of. But anyways, corals are doing fine. Fish are doing well. Yes, there's a clown trigger in there. Clown trigger is doing great. I love it. When I used to have my predator only tank, I used to have triggers, many different species of triggers, and it's just nice to see a clown trigger just swimming around in my reef system. It's doing really well, behaving so well. Knock on wood, I just don't want, you know, its temperament to change. But hopefully it just adapts to its environment enough where it just knows nothing's food in there. It just eats whatever I put into the tank, and so far so good. So far so good. So hopefully we'll see if it keeps up. But other than that, I've been trimming back that Stylopora in the back right there. I actually made frags of it. It's in my frag tank now. I trimmed back some of the green Monty cap, but you can see it's just growing back so fast. Other than that, this tank is doing fine. Dosing regimens are still the same. I haven't been doing anything different. Still dosing boron, still dosing sulfate, still dosing the 2-part in this system, which is the Red Sea 2-part A and B, which is calcium and alkalinity. I've been doing trace elements, and I did kind of drop down the amount of milliliters with acro power that goes into the systems. I actually dropped them down on all the systems because of the fact that I noticed that the amino acids themselves at a high quantity wasn't really doing much of anything. So I just lowered down the quantity just because of the fact that, you know, I really think that they don't need as much from the other things that I actually give, because I do actually dose in coral vitalizer and sponge power, so they're still getting aminos from other sources. So I kind of wanted to bring that down just because of the fact that the tank itself is already high in nutrients, so I don't need to throw in any more. Anyways, tank's doing great, everything's doing great. You can see, oh, that right there. Okay, so that, what is it? Cherry bomb is pretty much dead. You know, I don't know why. I think there might be something tunneling through the base up, which does happen. Sometimes you get those worms or something, but it's just been slowly dying. There's still life on it on the other side of it, but it is pretty much dead. And you can see it's just white. Everything else, there's life on everything else, but just that. Then there's so much encrusting. My Maleficent, you can see right there, is just encrusting all over the rock work. And there's an Optimus Prime, which is what is it, right there, the one right there. I don't know, my big ass fingers in the way, but right there. And there's a Carolina Reaper right there, that little frag there. So I just got a couple more frags from Top Shelf just to put in there, just to get some growth going on in that section. But other than that, everything's doing well, everything's doing great. And yeah, tank's doing awesome. Tank's doing awesome. And just like I said, I'm so happy to have a clown trigger in here and stuff. It just gives that extra pop. I don't know, it just looks so nice. But let's go see what's going on with the other tanks. All right, so you can see what's going on with the Achilles tank. We got some, what is that right there? We got definitely got some what's that, Aptasia? A few of them there. Try to get some at, well, I didn't try to, I got some Aptasia F, or F Aptasia, and nuked as many as I could. Kind of cleared out everything up on the top portion, but there's still some around. Unless this guy actually lets me get a freaking copper band in here, this Achilles will just kill him off. So it's very hard to try to get one in here. I did try again, and he killed it off, and it just makes me frustrated knowing that, you know, I'm putting in some life, and it's not me that's killing it personally, it's just the fish. But that Achilles is so mean to the copper band. I could put anything else in there and it's just not going to do any harm to it, but for some reason it just does not like the copper band. But other than that, you know, corals are doing great. You can see the golden torch is doing awesome. I'm going to frag out that left side right there for Arlene, because that's another head right there. So Arlene's going to get that golden torch free of charge, of course, because she's my love. And yeah, other than that, that chalice right there is just encrusting, doing well. And I kind of wanted to take over that area. Soon I'm going to prune all these things off, take the rest of these zoas off, and just get some more growth. Now, these zoas here, they've just been popping off. They are literally leaving that rock because it was getting consumed by Aptasia. And for them to survive, they actually started just launching themselves. They're really much scattered. In the back area, you can see some utter chaos back there. It's just, you can actually see some more back there. But yeah, it's, I have many more of these guys in my other tank, in my bedroom tank. So I have no problem with putting some back if need be and watching them grow out. But other than that, this tank is doing really awesome, doing really good. And it is tied into this tank here, which we'll be looking at right now. All right, so this is my living room tank. Everything doing good. Just remember, I had to trim out this guy here. I had to actually cut off some brown jelly. I don't know if you guys remember that from the last video, but I had some brown jelly going on the left side here. Had to cut off those dead heads. So I ended up putting a piece here, have that there. I ended up fragging out this right here, took it to the diamond saw, or the bandsaw, and ended up cutting that and made us many heads out of it. Arlene already took one of them, which is great, but I'm gonna be ending up fragging out this. This is my next victim. I'm gonna trim out all those heads. But tank's doing great, tank's doing awesome. A little bit of cyano up on top, but other than that, you know, a little bit of hair algae. But these zoas are starting to grow out of control. I actually had these removed in my on this last rock work that I had here. I don't know if you remember, a while back ago, I had a crap load of these guys. Somehow they ended up surviving. A few heads popped up here. Now they consumed all of this. They're going all around this guy, so I'm gonna have to trim him back or trim them back. But other than that, the corals are doing great. And if you notice, there's a copper band in every tank. Ended up getting a new torch. It was me. I think I caused the death of the last torch that was in here. I ended up plucking hair algae around it, and I didn't realize that I actually pulled off some of its tentacles, or you know, and yeah, it just ended up just dying. It died, you know. I pulled off some of that spaghetti around its, you know, its tissue, and I didn't really realize I was pulling anything off, and then it just didn't recover. It ended up dying, so I killed it. But I ended up getting this beautiful, nice green, neon green torch, and you can see it's just doing well. It's, you know, it's very long and stringy, and it's just doing awesome, guys. It's just doing awesome. But also there's a little bit of a hair algae issue in here. I'm not really too worried about it. Never really gets too out of control. These tanks in here end up eating it, going little by little. I don't feed it the algae sheets like I used to, so they've been consuming a lot more of it. But yeah, other than that, this tank has been doing well. This little fireworks, what is that? I got that from Top Shelf a while back ago. It's starting to spread out some new heads, but there's an aptasia right next to it, right about there, so I want to make sure that I get rid of that. But you can see it's starting to spread out some new branches, I mean. So it's branching out right there, and the encrusting that's going on there. But definitely want to frag out a piece of that when it's ready. But other than that, this tank is doing fine. You know, it's just, it is what it is, but doing great. Let's look at the frag system. So here's the frag system. I didn't do any of the cleanup right now, but you can see the algae film around the back end right there. It's easy to come off. I actually do have the flipper, so I can take it. It's, where is it? Right here. So I put it over here. So I got the nano flipper float. Just put it in there. I clean it up, and it just comes off really easy. But yeah, system's doing fine. You can see the sump area here is doing great. I am dosing sulfate, magnesium, trace elements, and everything because of the fact that there are some depletion levels in certain areas. I don't need to dose boron, not yet, but the other elements seem to be in check with the ICP test that I did. Everything else is fine. You know, it's been a little bit. So yeah, you can see I got that going on. I got all these little shelving units here and got a little bit of everything. So, you know, you can see all my gels, and it's pretty cool. Got all my frag plugs here, frag plugs there, and yeah, I've been using that diamond bandsaw, and it's been working great. I already made these frags here, and this is actually Arlene's candy cane coral here. It's been having some bleaching in her system, so she gives me corals when they're not doing well, and I put them in my systems, and then they end up, you know, recovering, and this one's actually recovering pretty nicely. You can see it's all nice and puffy. But yeah, other than that, these are the little green Monty caps that I fragged out, and they're already pretty much healed. They had a white base towards the bottom there, but they're already starting to red up there, and the green ones are starting to heal. Little pieces of that are starting to bond together. This little red Christmas Monty right there has a little bit of hair algae. That actually came out of my office tank there, and these guys came out of my office tank too. They've been in the system for like about over 2 weeks time now, and they've been doing great. The algae right there, that hair algae, stringy hair algae, I actually put it in here like that purposely, just like with that, so the Soho tank, I mean not the Soho tank, the clown tank can actually graze on it. And there is a copper band in here too, because I want to make sure that there's no aptasia or anything that grows out of control. There's actually a couple on that rock work over there in the back there. And that's one of the reasons why I got this copper band, which you can see right there in the bottom. It's right there in the back, hiding near the clown tank right there. But I'm doing well. These two critters in here in this tank are doing fine. And the frag tank is doing fine. It's doing good. I already got rid of a few pieces, but definitely going to start posting these online. They're already encrusting. They're doing good. And yeah, once I get rid of these, I'm going to just start fragging out like crazy some of the other corals in the other tanks. And this is going to just fill up quickly again. And then I just got to go ahead and just decide on where to give them out to, or whom to give them out to, and what postings I'm going to post them out on. But I already got another little frag rack here because I plan to be taking off a lot of that Red Planet and fragging out a couple other SPS out there in my bedroom tank and also in my office tank. So, you know, trust me, it's going to fill up quickly. But you can see here with the rubble rock, there's a few little, what is it, Nephnia trees or something, the green ones, and they're starting to sprout out. I still throw some away. It's just that they just throw so many of them out. But yeah, sorry I didn't have this all cleaned up for you. But you know, I just wanted to show it to you like how it is when I come home. And I don't need to make it look all nice and clean and fancy for you because of the fact that, you know, I'm just trying to make a video. But it will be clean next time, okay? But other than that, this system is doing great. All the other tanks are doing great. Yeah, it's just, it is what it is. But, you know, patience and stability. And that's what it is. Patience and stability. And research before you actually do anything, because of the fact that you may actually come across trial and error. Trial and error is something that we all go through anyway. But do your research before you actually have to initiate trial and error. Okay? All right. Peace.